Hi, I'm Jim, and I have a healing testimony. In the fall of 2016, I went to the doctor for a checkup. I had him look at a mole on my face, and I've had about 2 or 3 moles removed over the years, and no big deal. But he said this one looked bad, so he sent me to some kind of special doctor, and the special doctor looked at it and said, yeah, okay, we'll take that off, and then we'll probably do radiation here and radiation there. And I thought, whoa, what's he talking about? He hasn't even taken it off yet. And so anyway, he took it off, and a few days later, we got the diagnosis back, and it's an aggressive melanoma. So the next thing I knew, the University of Washington was involved, and also the tumor board in Bellingham. I guess that's a special group of doctors for cancer. And they were trying to figure out what to do, so they scheduled me to have an operation to take out more of my face and some lymph nodes. And anyway, I could tell my wife was pretty concerned. She went to our family doctor right after this whole thing happened, and he said, as deep as those cells were in my face, it could be our last Christmas together. And that was after this whole thing's over, he said that. But anyway, so we're getting ready for surgery, and we're praying, of course. And about, I'd say 2 weeks before the surgery, I went into what I call grace mode. And what it is, I take no credit for this, but I didn't go on the internet to research diseases. I didn't even use the C word during this time. I just tried to focus on what God said. And one day, 2 weeks before the operation, boom, God comes to my house. And I don't see anything physically, but I can tell he's sitting on the hearth, and he says, Jim, what saves you? And I thought, wow, we're going to have a talk. And I said, the blood saves me. And he says, well, that's right. But what about your good works or your bad works? Don't your good works add to the power of the blood? And I said, oh no, God, that's laughable. Absolutely not. Then he said, well, what heals you? And I kind of went, oh, bingo. I think I see where this is going. I said, the stripes. Well, what about your bad works or your good works? Don't your good works add to the power of the stripes, the healing stripes? No, God, that's laughable. Only the stripes. That's the only thing that heals me. And then that was over. Okay, so then 1 week before the operation, I go to bed and I hear almost an audible voice that says, ask me for a dream. So I thought, wow, that's great, I'll have a dream. So I go to bed and I go to sleep right away, which never happens. I didn't even get up to go to the bathroom that night, which is a miracle in itself. I started dreaming right away. And I dreamt I was in an operating room. I was laying on my side. It was empty. But then a nurse walked in, and she was pretty big. I mean, she could have played pro football. She was tall and buff. But she had a hat on like a nurse. She started rubbing my face where the mole was, and it felt so good. And that's the whole dream that went on all night. I woke up kind of like, oh yeah, where'd she go? Because it felt like she was still in the room. And I told my wife, man, I had this dream about this nurse and all of this. And wow, so we thought maybe a healing angel came and healed me. Well, a week later, I have the big operation with the lymph nodes and all that. That went good. No complications. A few days later, we get the call, and the doctor said, well, we couldn't find anything. And in fact, now we're not sure that you had cancer to begin with. So that's my testimony. I think I was healed by God, but those are the facts. Thank you for listening.